Okay, so this is the biggest announcement,
now,
I would say.
Let's do the second.
Well, there's
There's one that everybody knows about, which is Star Wars Land.
Star Wars Land,
which is now called...
It's called Galaxy's Edge.
Galaxy's Edge, which I'm not too crazy about the name.
I actually don't have a problem with the name, but it would have been cool if it was... It's supposed to be a new Star Wars planet, and if they had just given it the name of that planet, that would have been cool. And you know what would have been cool is if they're going to put Star Wars Land probably in all the parks eventually.
Like,
and they could each be a different planet.
Yeah. I want to be walking in Magic Kingdom and say, I want to go to Tatooine. Let's just go to Tatooine.
Well, they're
you know
not
what I mean? Instead of...
Yeah.
But I'm just giving that as an example, not like actual Tatooine.
Don't do Tatooine, but
like,
this new planet.
Give us a planet name, you know what I mean? But, I don't know.
But... It sounds amazing.
I'll still just call it Star Wars Land.
Yeah, and a lot of people are probably going to call it Star Wars Land forever.
Let's just go to Star Wars.
But the new footage that they showed, which was a model, they showed a model. They had a model there that people could go look at, and they did a presentation with like a sort of like a commercial type thing, you know. Where they went through the model, and then at the end they had like
the model looked incredible. I'm just so excited to experience that. Beyond excited.
It looked totally Star Wars.
It looks incredible.
And it's, you know, there's going to be one side that's Imperial and one's, well, they don't, what do they call it? First Order.
I hope they have a B. Arthur area.
That would be amazing. Harvey Korman and B. Arthur need to be walking around.
Yeah. B. Arthur, where are you?
Yeah, let's see some Star Wars holiday special characters in there.
So this is gonna be like 90% immersive because you know you're gonna have guests walking around. So like
the thing that's gonna throw it off are guests with their balloons and their mouse ears and their strollers. So and their T-shirts, and while other people are like in full Star Wars gear.
I'm hoping maybe they'll have like events at some point where it's like, okay, you have to come in costume or else you're not allowed in or something like that. That would be nice.
The only way that'll happen is if it's an after hours thing.
That would be nice. I really hope it's something.
Probably even maybe just even a private party. Which that would probably cost a fortune. We went to once to a Diz Unplugged
party.
I almost said D23. A Diz Unplugged party that was in Universal in Harry Potter's Diagon Alley.
Yeah.
And now that wasn't requiring costumes,
but it was
a private party in Diagon Alley. So they do like. And this year we didn't get to go, but they had one in
I know. You were
Epcot.
Really upset about that. Yeah.
I was upset because Jodie Benson was doing a private concert.
That would have been so awesome.
And someday I had to see Jodie Benson sing. But so these places do have private party events. Now, Star Wars would probably cost
at some point I bet the Diz would reserve some section at Star Wars.
I don't know if it would be
maybe
affordable.
10 years down the line or something like that, but I bet at some point.
But yeah, it would be cool if
we will be there.
It would be cool if it required
we'll be there
costumes.
just unplugged. Let's do it.
But yeah, so Star Wars Land looks amazing. You know, they've got a Falcon ride planned. It's taken some elements from that space restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not the Falcon ride that's doing that. That's I'm getting confused. No, it's taking elements from Mission Space.
Right.
In that you're all going to be like working together to fly the Falcon. I don't love the fact that it's like rows of people.
How else?
It doesn't. I know, but it's not really like being in the Falcon. You know what though?
What they could have done is like in Mission Space, they only have four people to the ride, so they could have just had like 4 different areas. You know what I mean? And like people go in there, just so it's more Millennium Falcon like. They could have done that. Yeah,
that's kind of like with. Star Tours where they had like multiple vehicles. They had like at least 2 vehicles. And the whole Star Wars Land. One thing that's I don't know how to get around this, but how they would have done it otherwise. But it's gonna be set in like the current Star Wars, the Disney Star Wars, as in the now that Han is deceased and Luke is old and. You know what I mean? Right. It's the First Order. It's not the Empire.
Yeah.
And You know, I love the new Star Wars, but if I was going to walk into Star Wars, I would love for it to be 1977 or 1980.
I know.
What was it, 83 or 84?
Yeah.
You know,
there's that.
The original trilogy.
They showed that iconic scene of the Millennium Falcon of where it was, you know, it was stationary.
It's docked,
where it's docked, and I was like, "Where's Jabba the Hutt?" You know what I mean? But he's not gonna be there because he's dead. So
it'd be cool if they had a hut though somewhere. A
hut, yeah, maybe
they might.
But I believe they said that they're gonna put like Chewbacca will make an appearance.
Oh yeah, Chewbacca will be walking around and probably a lot of other things. BB-8 will be there
and
somewhere.
And a couple of other lesser-known characters. And one of the old Epcot characters.
Oh, not Epcot. The old Star.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The old Star Tours pilot
yeah.
Rex is going to be a DJ
I don't
somewhere.
really remember Rex.
He was the pilot. He was Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens.
Okay. Now, was that the original Star Tours?
Yeah, because I believe Star Tours now is C-3PO is piloting.
Yeah, okay, so
ship.
I don't remember Rex very well.
Wow, I have an action figure of Rex from they used to sell them.
I don't remember him. All I remember is C-3PO, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know, I'm sure I remember.
I'm excited that they're keeping him around. But yeah, that's really
cool. I mean, I hope they do stuff as they move these like classic rides and things out. I really hope they find areas to put them elsewhere, if they're gonna remove the classic rides. So. But anything else on that?
And it looks amazing. Star Wars Land looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be incredible.
Galaxy's Edge.
Galaxy's Edge.
But there was
the biggest announcement to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This is the final thing we're gonna talk about.
Yeah. Last thing.
Put my notes down. Should I put my notes down?
Yes.
Hang on. Maybe there's something in them I need.
They are going to build a Star Wars hotel. Star Wars Hotel.
Star Wars Hotel.
I am so beyond excited about this. And the reason why I'm excited is because it's going to be completely immersive.
At least in the hotel.
Completely immersive. As in,
they're going to dress up.
They're going to give us costumes to wear.
It's totally Westworld.
So
you
Westworld.
Go in there and put on your Star Wars clothes.
I mean, it's going to be amazing. And every window in your hotel room is gonna have a view to space, so you're just gonna see stars.
Now that's what they're taking from that restaurant idea too, because that restaurant is gonna be that
it's gonna have that. And I don't know, pictures of the bedrooms, they look like you're in a spaceship.
Star Warsy. It looks fantastic.
So
we're really excited about the hotel, but it'll probably be like they did say a price, and then when you put in. I don't remember what the price was.
People are thinking that it's going to be about $800 a night for a standard room.
Is that what they said?
And that is not including the probable $200 for the
Well, I think they actually officially might have said that it was like $600 or $700 a night, but then there was going to be like $200 also per person.
Right.
And we assumed that would be for the costumes and stuff.
Yeah, but
if that's the case,
we don't know if it includes any kind of dinner or food or anything like that. So that would be interesting. But I'm assuming
that's probably everything
is probably going to
up your price.
Exactly.
We have discovered club level.
I know,
where they have snacks for you all day, and you don't even have to eat anywhere because there's plenty of food all day.
I noticed,
and we love it. So
I noticed when they announced this, they said that you're going to have the opportunity to dress up. So I'm thinking that they might have like an area in the hotel for just like a Star Wars themed area for people who don't want to dress up, and then they're gonna have another area for people who want to do the whole experience.
That's wishful thinking.
No, that's not wishful thinking. Because I don't want that.
No, I think that if somebody doesn't want to dress up, then you're gonna see them walking around the hotel in their t-shirt.
No.
In their Universal t-shirt with a minion on it.
Oh, so you're saying they're not going to enforce the
They might not enforce it. I don't know if they're going to say you have to dress up.
I understand where you're saying that's wishful thinking for me. Please don't ruin
Or
this.
that they're going to well, I was thinking, it sounds like you're saying they're going to separate them in some way.
Right.
I don't think they're going to say you can't go in there because you got a minion shirt. What if they
make the club level the area where you dress up? You know what I mean? What if what if that's a higher...
I just don't see them restricting people in that sense, although it would be cool.
I don't think it's restricting. I think that if they cut off people who don't want to dress up, I think that that's like cutting off a percentage of the people clientele. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they're going to cut off people who don't want to dress up.
You think they're just
from
going to
from anything? But they might. There's the small chance that to stay in this hotel, you're required to dress up.
Which I hope.
Which it should be.
It should be.
Because if the idea is being totally immersive, you cannot have... They shouldn't even allow babies or small children, because those small children are going to ruin it. They're going to have toys and clothes that are not Star Wars, and they're gonna have strollers and things that are not Star Wars, and you're ruining it. So no kids.
It's not cool to get help.
Oh yeah, but
I think that this is gonna be absolutely incredible, and it's okay. So we're huge fans of Westworld, huge fans.
You were making me think just now that they should put a Guardians of the Galaxy hotel, because
they should.
Over in like France, they gave them a Marvel hotel, but it's really just like, you know, a building that's got like display. But it could be just very similar to the Star Wars hotel. But they could put it like in California, Disneyland, because they're not getting Star Wars hotel.
I was listening to a podcast today or yesterday, and it was interesting because I don't know where they got this information from, and it would be interesting if it's true, but this is even leaning more towards the Westworld thing, that if you do some wrong thing while you're there, you're going to be put in jail for 10 minutes.
Oh, no. Did they say in jail?
Like a jail for 10 minutes? Yeah.
Wow.
So...
I didn't hear that, but that's cool.
But this, I don't know the sources. Like, I heard this on a podcast that they this was part of the
wasn't just
details.
their ideas?
No, like this was so...
Well, what I heard was that, like, so let's say when you're riding the Falcon ride and you have to co-pilot the Falcon, if you screw up...
Your credits are going to go down.
Well, I didn't even know about that. You're going to have credits?
Yeah, you're going to have credits.
So can I use these credits on things?
Well, yeah. I mean, when you use your credit card, they're going to say it's going to be like 50 credits. You know what I mean? Like, instead of $50, that's what they're going to say.
I don't know what... I didn't even hear any of this stuff, and this sounds weird, and it doesn't make sense.
They'll say 50.25 credits if you're paying.
I know they're not going to be giving you money, so I don't know what's going on. No. Here's what I was going to say. That what I heard was, like, so let's say you weren't very good at piloting the Falcon. Mm-hmm. You might go into the cantina and the bartender might give you a hard time about it. Because it somehow word's gonna get around.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna have a reputation.
They said everything you do is gonna affect.
You're gonna be developing your own character.
Which I hope at some point there's a reset button.
I would,
like when you leave for that vacation, maybe?
The next time you come back. Yeah. The reset button should, well, I was going to say it should be, you know, the next day, but then again, if you're there for like the hotel for 2 nights, you're going to want...
Well, and they
said the hotel will probably be limited to 2-night stays.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is sad, but at the same time, we're talking like $1,000 a night. So I mean, yeah, which they do have some hotels like that already, right?
Okay, so now I also heard that it was going to be $800 bottom of the barrel, like for a standard room. Minimum. And then $200 per each person.
Yeah, I said that earlier.
Right, but it's not. I guess it's for your clothes, but
that's what we assume, that it's for your clothes.
So if you have 6 people staying with you, then that's plus $200 per person. So
yeah, well, isn't there? What's the limit on a room? Is it 6 people?
I don't know.
That's a lot of people.
But I'm excited. I mean, are you guys?
The rooms looked amazing.
Are they going to give us the opportunity to like shop for these clothing before we go? Are you going to have like?
You mean like
a mall online of like kind of like a Magic Band thing? Or are they gonna let us shop for what clothing we want? Please don't pick out our clothing, because I mean,
maybe you want to dress. Maybe you want to dress like a Jedi, or maybe you want to dress like just like a rebel.
I think they would give us the option.
Yeah, somehow you're gonna get options.
Or are they gonna do it like in Westworld and take us into a wardrobe room?
That's what they should probably do.
Now, and they did mention that they said before in the hotel, before you get to the check-in area and whatnot, you're gonna be boarding a rocket or some sort of ship
to take you to the planet,
which is which is, or to take you to the hotel, which is on a planet or something
It's
like
out
that.
in space.
Yeah.
Is where it is.
Yeah.
Maybe
so
it's a space station.
A space station, something like that.
Or maybe it's on the planet. Oh no, it'd have to be a space station because,
Yeah.
And you probably take one to get from there to the planet.
Right. So maybe in between all this stuff, there's like a wardrobe area where you change and where you get your clothes.
A wardrobe area would be cool. Another big question is, do you get to keep these clothes?
For $200,
Are these rentals?
better. Also, I don't want to wear.
If this is a rentals, we can't take mom. She won't wear rented clothing.
I don't. Honestly,
I don't really care to wear rented clothing.
I don't want to wear somebody else's clothing, especially in a park.
Oh my God, it's all sweaty.
Yeah,
and gross.
no, that's gross. So
I mean, I know it's been cleaned and everything, but still.
You don't know. You don't know.
I'm sure that they would clean it.
But I'm sure for $200 you would get to own the clothes. I would think.
I would hope so, but it might not even be for the clothes.
There are so many details that we're not even aware of, but it's fun to speculate because we're so excited about it.
We're super excited for the Star Wars Hotel, which will, like, what was it, Pete Warner saying, that this is going to be booked years in advance.
Yeah, I mean, I'm planning on saving up and then just hitting that button. Hopefully we can get it.
Yeah,
I mean,
wake up at like 5 or 4 in the morning, whatever you have to, and get on.
You're gonna be on the internet, and I'll be on the phone, and we're just gonna try it.
Waiting for to book our
I don't
room.
know. I mean, it's gonna be insane.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
Gosh, it's gonna be incredible. They know they're really taking everything to the next level.
Yeah. And speaking of that brings up like their competition with Universal and
the
stuff.
statement that Pete made on Dis Unplugged that was like, Universal, you're done.
Right.
You'll never be able to compete with this.
However, I feel like if they took it to the whole next level, incorporating robots.
Yeah.
Then you.
The truth is, there's always the next level.
Always the next level.
And besides that, Universal doesn't have the kind of limits that Disney has of being family friendly.
Right.
So if you want to make a Westworld where you shoot people.
Oh my God.
Even there's, ladies of the evening.
Now,
and gentlemen.
We love Disney. I mean, we're Disney people, but we've gotten a little Universal lately because of
We finally got a taste of Universal. We never got to ride a lot of the classic Universal rides because we never went to Universal because there wasn't enough time in our trips.
And one thing that Pete has always said is that Pete Warner, he's always said that the competition is great for us. The Universal, we win no matter what because Universal's trying to beat out Disney and Disney's trying to beat out Universal. And yes, Disney may have, there might not be any competition now, but there is a next level, and that next level is a full-on Westworld. I'm gonna shoot Jabba the Hutt type situation, so I want that to happen.
Credit to Universal because they really are the ones that kicked this up with Harry Potter.
Yeah, and now obviously they can't use Star Wars, but let's say they do a Harry Potter hotel.
But maybe what Pete was trying to say also, partly, I don't know if this is what he was trying to say, but Star Wars,
such a huge,
how can you compete with Star Wars? And you can make a lot of suggestions like Harry Potter, but really I can't think of anything.
That's the way you would compete, is you would do Harry Potter, but you would insert that Westworld quality.
Yeah, but then Disney will do that with Star Wars.
If Disney were to do that with Star Wars, then it would be nothing. I don't think there would be anything else.
They've got Star Wars, they've got Marvel.
But you already said that Disney won't take it to that level.
There's a limit to the level that Disney.
They won't.
They have been pushing limits with especially with Marvel.
Right.
It's allowed them to open the doors for them with
at some point,
Netflix and all that stuff.
There's a line that Disney might not cross, and
I would assume. And once they do cross that line, is it really going to be Disney anymore?
Right. So I mean,
but
I don't know.
Yeah, that family-friendly line, Universal. They might have that line, but it's way further.
Right.
I don't even know if maybe they don't have that line, because you go to Horror Nights and you don't see,
I don't think that. I think they're trying to. Even
though you do see families,
they're trying to put like a family spin on it, because they know that it's not really considered the family place.
And they have openly said also, we don't have to do that.
Right, they have, yeah, they're okay with it.
And we've tried to take advantage of that, because we can get that other audience, the older audience, that or the ones that want more edgy stuff.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
So they have that card that they know they can play. They've played it before. They're playing it.
Now that we're talking about this, and I'm not saying that this would trump Star Wars in any way, but can you imagine a Westworld type Halloween Horror Nights hotel? Where, I mean, these people...
I don't want to go there. That sounds horrifying.
I know, but I'm saying that Halloween Horror Nights is becoming such a huge thing. I mean, it's growing more and more every year, and people love it, and they love going to get scared. They love being scared. Can you imagine them taking it to that level where you're put in the actual situation? And they are doing it with that virtual reality type thing that they've been doing lately, the last couple of years. So I wouldn't put it past them if they tried to make a Halloween Horror Nights themed hotel or something like that, and really put you in the whole scenario.
But you know what? I'll say this. When you're in the theme park business, you need to focus more on making robots and stuff than virtual reality, because you're going to get that virtual reality to that point to where we don't have to leave our house.
Well, and that's
we're
what
just
I'm
going to
saying,
put our headset on.
If they were to incorporate like the Westworld type robots, like a Jason Westworld type robot or something, or an American Werewolf in London.
Where you're allowed to kill it?
Yes.
If you can.
Exactly.
I don't want to be in a
hotel is like a video game like that, and maybe not Halloween Horror Nights, but anything. Harry Potter, you're
Terminator and all that stuff.
Anything. I mean,
but and you know what? Imagine if Disney could get to the point to where they will allow themselves,
if they were
allow you to shoot stormtroopers and have them, die. And
if they would do that, then it is true, because they have Star Wars. They could never be topped. That is the truth. Because
that's the thing we were thinking about, like with this, it's all exciting and immersive, but like then we were like, oh, but we can't, have any, we can't blast people, or they're not going to give us blasters and stuff. Right. We're not going to have any weapons or
Which
anything.
Is kind of sad.
It's not full on Star Wars immersive.
Not yet.
If we can't blast some stormtroopers, and I think they're trying to do that in a ride format, like with Buzz Lightyear's ride, where you can blast, and that's okay. But I want to be able to walk down the street and get in the skirmish like in Westworld, like old Westworld, and where I want Yul Brynner, Star Wars villain.
We all know that the robots turned on them, but.
We want those robots for now. For now, we're excited to get those robots, and they're working on them. They're working on more and more AI robots for Disney. They've been working on that like crazy. They have their living character initiative, which I love, where they're trying harder and harder to make characters in the parks that look like they stepped right out of the movie.
That's amazing.
I mean, someday my dream is that Mickey Mouse will be 3 feet tall like he's supposed to be.
That would be so incredible.
And of course, he'd have to be like a robot probably, But I don't care. That's what I want, But you've got the princesses. They're fine. They're done. You can't make them more realistic.
Right.
They're people. But characters like all the characters that have big masks on, and they're mascot characters instead of like realistic ones. But they're making very realistic ones now. They've got the Cars ones. They've got Wardrobe in the Beauty and the Beast. That little thing where you go through, where you meet Belle and everything. And they've got Lumiere's there.
Enchanted Tales with Belle.
Yeah. They've got various things throughout the park. They had Remy. When we went, he wasn't there. I was so disappointed when we ate at the French restaurant, because they sometimes have Remy there.
I remember that.
They just retired him. They need to bring him back. But they had a Wall-E, but I don't think they ever officially used him.
Oh, if you had Wall-E, I wish I had seen that.
And they're going to have BB-8. That's part of this living character initiative. They had an amazing Dumbo in California during the fireworks. Totally realistic looking. They need to break that back out for this live action Dumbo release.
That would be awesome.
But I don't know why that isn't always up, in the fireworks show. It's amazing that Dumbo. I've only seen it on YouTube. But I love that they're working hard to make these characters real in the parks. And that's exciting to me. And Star Wars Land is going to have a lot of that. And they're doing it with the Muppets, of course. It's like the real Muppets are there now.
Right.
Which we haven't seen that America show that they do.
Which I'm so excited
in Magic
about.
Kingdom. I really want to see that. But
Yeah.
I haven't even seen that. We haven't seen any of the Muppet stuff, like the mobile lab. But yeah, I hopefully we'll see that someday. I
hope they add some more Muppet things to Hollywood Studios.
Yeah. Yeah, they apparently repainted some buildings nearby to sort of expand that area. But whether or not they did add that Rizzo pizza restaurant, but I don't think it's anything like the original plan, like back in the 80s or whenever, that was going to have actual animatronic rats.
I never understood why they did that. I wish they had done like the diner from Muppets Take Manhattan or something like that. You know.
I hope this is changing the subject, but I hope Toy Story Land has a pizza planet like the one in the movie.
That would be amazing.
Because they had that Rizzo restaurant used to be a really lame pizza planet.
I know. Well, and then taking it to like, so you guys are. I mean, they're working on Future World and Epcot. Why don't you add like a Betamax? You know,
Baymax. Well, they have Baymax.
But why don't they add like
in
a
Epcot
convention? Like the kid went to with all the inventions,
like
and things
the
like
school,
that.
like the school thing, whatever
that would
it was.
Be interesting.
That's a good idea, and or Meet the Robinsons, some kind of attraction with that.
They could have put that in one of the pavilions.
There's so much they could have done with Epcot to keep the theming, and still, because like what they did with Nemo was perfect. Now I'm not saying that the ride could be better. They could put a few more things in that pavilion because there's not much there. There's Turtle Talk and there's the Nemo ride, and there's some live, there's live fish and everything. But they used to have, it used to be more. It used to be a bigger deal. Everything, all the pavilions used to be a bigger deal.
Right. And it was learning.
It was learning, but it was done in such a majestic way.
Yeah, a bold way. And
like I remember that movie they would show you before you got on the Living Seas ride. That was just like
I remember that.
A huge screen, and it was just it was like you were in the ocean just watching that movie.
It was gorgeous. I love science and all that stuff, so it was like my favorite area,
Yeah.
But it's slowly deteriorated, year after year.
But they also Epcot wasn't popular I think for quite a while because of all the education stuff that we loved. But you can add things like Nemo. You can add. They used to have the Wonders of Life. They shut that down, but that would have been a great area for the Inside Out stuff.
Well, yeah.
Obviously, it's not going to be. How can it be like Journey into Imagination?
They're trying to put Inside Out there and then incorporate.
But again, that's just a rumor.
But I mean, there are ways that you can do it, but that doesn't sound quite right. You know what I mean? Don't. As
the person who has actually seen the movie Inside Out, there's one character that represents imagination basically. He's the old imaginary friend character, and do
you ever see
character.
This imaginary friend?
You need to see what happens to this character in this movie.
Okay,
everybody watching knows what I'm talking about, and it's gonna make you cry when you finally watch it.
Do you ever see this imaginary friend? Could it possibly be Figment?
No. You see the character,
Okay.
And he could have a great presence in
talking to Figment,
imagination themed pavilion. Yeah, and you could have Figment there. I feel like he would steal the whole thing from Figment because he's so loved. As people have said, one thing about Figment is if you've never been to Epcot, you don't know Figment. So the more they downplay Figment, the more he's going to go away. More so if
you were never at Epcot in the 80s, then...
Especially because then you don't know that he used to be really cool.
Yeah, he was so awesome.
And the whole attraction was really cool. And now a lot of people just hate it. And some people still love it, but, and we love it a lot. A lot of the reason we love it still... is because of Figment.
We're holding on to that last thread of
we go in there and we try to imagine the original.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're just like, it's Figment. We love Figment. But there's a lot of exciting changes of the whole D23 stuff. You're most excited for Star Wars Hotel?
Star Wars Hotel.
Second most exciting thing you heard?
Well, okay, so they announced Star Wars Land last year, so I feel like that doesn't really count.
Right.
So,
but that would be what, technically, that would be what your second most excited.
Right, but for the announcements this year,
the new stuff.
Gosh, I don't. Now I'm blurring over what we talked about.
Okay, I'm gonna say mine, and then you say yours.
Okay.
Obviously, Star Wars Hotel is the most fascinating thing that they came out with, because we already knew about Star Wars Land. Otherwise, that would have been.
Does this include everything?
Yeah, movies, everything.
Movies, everything.
After the Star Wars stuff, Star Wars Hotel and everything, my most exciting thing for me is Mary Poppins Returns. That wasn't really a new announcement, but for some people it might have been.
I think I'm too scared to say that. I really do think I'm too scared to say that.
Yeah, I guess technically that's not a new announcement, but most of those were just
because
there weren't a lot of new.
That original is so perfect to me. Like it just scares,
me too.
It scares me to no end.
I don't expect it to be to that level, but I think that they're working hard on making it close.
Yeah,
and that'd be cool.
I'm interested to see kind of like the kids grown up and stuff like that. So
at any rate, it's exciting to me.
Yeah. You know, I'm not. I guess I think that in the last few years I've been so obsessed with the parks. So like everything about the parks is what excites me the most. But I don't know. Maybe the Guardians ride or the Tron ride. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited for the Tron ride and Guardians. I don't know if I want it in Epcot because it's just I don't see how it ties in.
So I can see.
I don't see how it ties in
because I don't remember exactly. There's so much going on.
Yeah.
Let me pick what I think.
But and of course, most of the announcements were already out there.
No, I already know. I just looked at this.
You have your second.
Yeah, I know the second
most exciting thing.
Let me just make sure. Yeah. So the second one for me is without a doubt the space restaurant. The space restaurant is the second one.
Very exciting. Yeah.
Not counting Star Wars Land.
Yeah.
Because that was.
I would say hopefully they'll open the space restaurant first.
Yeah.
Because I think that if we go to Star Wars Land, the Star Wars Hotel first, then the space restaurant is going to be like the same thing.
But it's not because it's very different. I mean, like the Apollo 11 type thing is very different from like.
That's true.
From Star Wars.
I suppose maybe when we look outside the Star Wars windows, we're going to see ships flying by.
Yes, exactly. But I saw the picture, and I hope it's not as cheesy as that astronaut looked flying by.
In the restaurant.
In the restaurant, yeah.
There was like I think that was just a
little drawing thing that they were trying to do.
I think there might be an astronaut outside the window sometimes, just like when you go in the aquarium. There's a guy sometimes
that would
scuba
be
diving.
amazing.
But
that would be amazing.
I don't think it'll be.
Do you think they'll go corny and like bring Mickey Mouse and an astronaut?
You might see
going.
That would be very old school. That would be very. I'd be excited to see that. Mickey Mouse in the space
They might do like a character breakfast or something, and like bring him out there like for the kids in an astronaut suit.
That'd be a cool place for a character meal.
Yeah.
And the characters being in space outfits.
That would be awesome.
Or maybe it would be a breakfast with Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that.
That would be cool too.
That would be cool too.
Yeah.
If you have a good cast,
Absolutely.
good Star-Lord and everything.
Oh yeah. Oh,
sometimes they have good ones and sometimes they don't from what I've seen.
Just put the mask on.
Oh yeah. You can just...
or the helmet, yeah. I don't know.
I saw a good one on one of the videos I saw.
That's good.
Anyway, so that's about it, guys, for D23. Our opinions on the announcements and stuff.
So many exciting things, a few scary things, but mainly exciting things.
Even the exciting stuff. It's a little scary because we haven't seen it yet, but we're excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we'll talk to you about something else next time.
See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.